So last weekend, my mom announced that she was redecorating the living room with minimalism in mind. Now, anyone who knows my mom knows she has a flair for the dramatic, so I braced myself for a weekend of rearranging furniture and listening to her lecture on the importance of breathing space, or whatever she picked up from her latest HGTV binge. My sister, the ever-optimistic peacemaker, decided it was a good time for a family bonding experience and convinced me to help out. As we arrived, I noticed the front yard was littered with boxes labeled unnecessary and too garish for words. Inside, chaos was already in full swing. Mom had somehow roped my dad into moving the couch, which was now positioned diagonally across the room like some kind of avant-garde art piece. The coffee table had been banished to the garage, and the bookshelves were stripped bare, leaving only a single book titled The Essence of Emptiness. My mom, with a gleam in her eye, was directing my sister to hang a tasteful black and white portrait of a single chair on the wall. I whispered to my dad, "Doesn't this feel like a furniture witness protection program?" He just nodded warily, knowing better than to question the artistic vision. As the day wore on, I noticed a peculiar detail. Whenever we moved a piece of furniture, Mom would place a velvet rope around it, as if the living room had transformed into an exhibit at a museum of mid-century modern design. My sister, trying to lighten the mood, began narrating each piece as a tour guide might. And here we have the Sofa of Solitude, an iconic piece representing the isolation of the 1950s nuclear family. We all chuckled, but Mom just nodded approvingly, apparently taking it as a compliment to her vision. By the end of the day, the living room was unrecognizable, a minimalist's dream or nightmare, depending on how you looked at it. As we stood back to admire our work, my dad broke the silence with a sigh. "Well," he said, "at least we don't need to worry about hosting parties anymore. Everyone will assume it's a look but don't touch kind of place." My mom, not missing a beat, replied, "Exactly, darling. It's all about preserving the art of living." And just like that, I realized our living room wasn't just a space. It was an interactive installation titled Minimal Effort, Maximum Confusion.